Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 27th, 127. That anyway. I was born in July of 1955. I live in Southern California, and I'm currently living in a house in Arcadia, which is only probably about maybe 3 miles from my home, where I grew up in Rosemead. And my father was a California native. He was born and raised in LA. Uh, the reason I bring that up, so I was just reading something about LA. Jack Smith wrote. Jack Smith was a reporter for the LA Times. He used to write a column every day, and it was a really good column to read. And I didn't, and that's when they delivered the newspaper. The newspaper was like this big, now they're like this big, but before it was like this big. And you read the sports section, the headlines, whatever, look at the movies that are coming out. But that's what we used to do at the LA Times. I think it was a dime, and I delivered newspapers for a little bit as a kid, the San Gabriel Valley Tribune. And I was at a yard sale one day, and I saw the bag that hung on the handlebars, and I actually bought it. I still got it in the garage. Maybe I'll put it on eBay. I don't know. But the reason I'm talking about it's nostalgia, and it brings up memories of my dad, and I remember the first time that I decided that I had to grow up. And I think it was like 5 years old. That's when, oh, what's going on with my hat? Oh, the dogs chewed my hat. Oh, darn dogs. Right there, see, they chewed it. Where's Henry? Oh, Hawkeye's watching me. But what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the first time I decided to grow up. It was like 1960, and the reason I know it was 1960 because my family was going to go get the new 1960 Plymouth station wagon that they bought, so we, go on vacation. It was going to be Mom's car, and I wanted to go to the car dealer to, get the new car, and I was playing on the north side of the house, and I came walking around the corner, and I see them leaving. They're turning the corner. I go, son of a gun! What the heck? Come on! I wanted to go, and I asked them later, how come you didn't? We couldn't find you. Well, how about yelling, hey, Rich, let's go, But I literally had the thought, son of a gun. Well, I probably didn't say it like that. Well, maybe I did, so I'm only 5 years old. But I was pissed. I was pissed. And I said, you know what, I have to not take care. I'm on my own, I can't rely on other people for my happiness, And I don't know if it was a turning point in my life, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, and it was clear day. Smoggy out San Gabriel Valley. We used to go to the park and take a deep breath, and my lungs would hurt because it was so smoggy. We only lived like maybe 5 miles from the mountains, and you couldn't see the mountains because there was so much smog. Hi, Henry. Henry's right here. Henry brought me on tape. Huh? Brought me on tape. Let's see. There they are. There's Henry and Hawkeye. Say hi. Okay. But anyway, sorry about that. Sorry about the oh, here comes Hawkeye. He wants to be pet. I have to pet Hawkeye. And Henry, they fight for position. It's like yin and yang. Crazy dogs. But growing up in LA, I'm pretty blessed. Henry's barking at the neighbors. He's wagging his tail, so they are pretty good watchdogs. But it's just the thought of the day. When was it time to grow up? And I think I'm a kid at heart, especially when I'm around the grandkids. Because I'll be silly with them and stuff, and I think we can never lose that kid in our gut, in our mind. Because if we do, we might be just a grouchy old person, And, oh, look! By the way, I'm wearing my my Tow Mater. I collect die-cast cars for the Disney's Cars, cars, and then they make Cars 2, then they make Cars 3, and then holy cannoli, because I started collecting these things, and then all of a sudden I got like thousands of cars, and I don't have enough place to put curio cabinets to put them in, but Cars Land at Disneyland, California Adventure, is a trippy place, and boy, this is really bothering me. See that right there? Maybe I have to cut it off or something. See, that's where they chewed it. Henry chewed my hat. They like to go in. If I'm leaving, they'll go into my bedroom and they even chewed up one of my pair of boxers. And maybe they like this. I don't know. Maybe they like, I don't know. But be a kid. Sometimes we have to be a kid. So, with that being said, this is enough for today, this morning, and this is why I have to take a scissors to cut this off because it is bothering me. And here's my dog Henry getting petted again. So be nice to everybody. Try to be a service to somebody. Carry the message, and keep praying. Ask God for help. Mean it. And because I still think there's too much hate in this world, and why, because at some point it's all going to end, and what's the point of being, having hate toward other people? But anyway, peace out, people. Love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Oh, maybe I'll turn.